and welcome to LynnKnits, a podcast about knitting and stuff in Southwest Washington, where I am coming to you from, and I live here with my husband and our three kids, our three boys, and I'm going to be looking over here quite a bit because my 11-week-old is sleeping. And I'm probably going to be saying a lot. So I am terrible at weaving ends in. And let's see, I suppose a little bit about me is I am originally a Minnesotan. So some of you might hear that in my accent. And my husband and I have been together for going on 8 years. We have a almost 6-year-old, a nearly almost 2-year-old. He's literally going to be 2 on Sunday, and an 11-week-old. And I have been crocheting since I was about 5, so like 20 years. And I taught myself how to knit when I was 10. So I may not be doing, I don't know all the terms per se. But I just taught myself probably within the last 5 years how to read patterns. And so I suppose we'll just go on and get into it. I just got this basket here from a thrift store. That's another thing about me, is I love thrifting. So fair warning, I am also, again, terrible at weaving ends in. But I suppose we'll go on to finished objects. I don't really have anything casted on at the moment, other than trying to finish up my cotton stash so that I have room for more stash. So you'll see what I'm doing there. And then some things I've gotten in the mail in the last week, along with what I will be casting on probably later today. My 3 kids are sleeping. But what I will be casting on later today, but I promised him that he could wind it for me and then I would cast it on. He even picked the yarn himself. But let's go on to finish objects. So here we have a sweater, and again, I need to weave in the ends and block it. But here's a sweater by Tin Can Knits. It's the flax. And I've had this yarn forever. I believe it's the Broku, and I can't tell you what lot number it is. I got it because I was originally gonna make my oldest a like a fox car seat poncho thing, but he decided he didn't like it, he decided he wasn't gonna wear something like that. And that was, oh gosh, a long time ago, because I only had just him. But it's the flax. Can't remember if it's the flax light or just the flax, but I didn't do the the garter ridge on the arms. And for my almost 2-year-old, he gets really warm really easily, so I decided to make it short sleeve for him. But yeah, I did the 2 to 4 year size so that if he grows out of it, then maybe the baby can wear it. But yeah, that's his little sweater because it's not long sleeve. And then my progress keeper here is a mask with 2020 on it because I thought it was funny. This is from the, I believe it's the Sexy Knitter. And it cracked me up. Let's see. And then I have a pair of socks here. Where'd the other one go? Had a pair of socks. There it is. But a pair of socks. I should have grabbed my sock blockers, but they are currently being used to block things, of course. Again, I have to weave in the ends and then I can wear these. But I did and I was actually in labor when I was knitting these. But I did a 2x2 rib and then a 6x2 rib, you know, a square toe. And I love this toe. Like, it turned out so pretty with this pattern. And then an afterthought heel because I think they fit me better. And they're just easier. I do my socks on 9-inch circulars, but I do the toe and the heel with magic loop. And this is the first time I've ever done like a pattern. Usually they're just plain vanilla socks. And then I stole this idea from Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady. Marking your round every 10, marking your 10th round. So every 10 gets a stitch marker. It was just a great idea to make a match because I don't want to constantly be counting, and it's just so much easier to do that. And my afterthought heels, I do use waste yarn because it's 10 times easier, especially when you have little ones running around. So that's what's off the needles currently, just like within the last week. I had a headband too, but I had since given that to my boss because I am currently on maternity leave for another week or so, unfortunately. And I don't think 12 weeks is long enough. And then we have just dishcloths, trying to use up my stash. I like one of my favorite hooks actually is an H or a 5mm hook. And I am using Kobu Lion Brand cotton currently, just because I had originally gotten this to like crochet masks out of and then line it with cloth, and then, you know, but that didn't end up working out because I couldn't find a mask pattern or come up with a mask pattern that worked well for my family and I, with it being lined with fabric. So it's like a dishcloths it is, because I like my handmade dishcloths. And so that's that. I was doing, Amber, the Yarn Hoarders, dishcloth challenge last year. And I just kept going because with littles, I prefer also instead of using them for dishcloths, I would also much prefer the cloth, or not the cloth, the handmade cotton washcloths or dishcloths or what have you, over like store-bought ones, because they're so much softer and you don't need to worry about buying like soft baby washcloths. And so what I'm currently using on the one I've got in my bag would be orange. And then I suppose this is my only project I've got going on right now. It's so orange and, what are you? Magenta. And this is, you know, just doing like a corner to corner dishcloth on a 5mm. I don't crochet too much unless I really get inspired by crocheting. I'm more of a knitter, I guess. I guess that's where my heart lies, is knitting. Even though with so many little kids around, it's a lot easier to crochet, especially if you drop a stitch. It's a lot easier to pick it up. But I would just prefer to knit. Let's see. Oh, and this is quite a bit of yarn left. This is what I have left from the sweater, and this cozy, I got it from it's one of those Christmas ones. So my husband doesn't like avocados, and so I've kind of been adding avocados into everything in my house just because I think it's funny. And how could you not think that that Santa avocado or that like Where's Waldo avocado are here's a reindeer. Aren't they cute? But I got this around Christmas time from, I want to say Cookies and the Bees, but let's find her tag in here. Well, you know what? I think I have an empty one in here. That one's not empty, but where's your tag? Here it is. Yeah, cookieandbees.com. And I can, Cookies and Bees. Okay. Let's see. Oh, the socks, I completely forgot. These are done in Desert Vista Dye Works in the Goodnight Moon colorway. And it's, can you see the sparkle? And just bear with me. I'll get this thing figured out. Let's see. My son took this off of his brother's sweater, but look at how cute that Progress Keeper is. Isn't it just the cutest? I've got a couple more. They are from Sweet Cherry on Etsy. But here's a little ghost cookie. I haven't tried it out yet to see if it glows in the dark. Oh, and there's her info. You can, I don't know if you can see it. No, it doesn't want to. But it's sweetcherryshop.etsy.com. And then, let's take that out of there. And then I love Peeps. Don't hate me. I love them. And so I had to get a little Peep. I know, like, Peeps are kind of controversial. You either hate them or you love them. And me, I love them. Let's see. So my next cast on, and this was I believe it was a yarn of the month. I want to say it was February's yarn of the month from Bad Wolf Girl Studios. Shout out to the Doctor Who reference. but it's in the Princess and the Frog. This is 100% merino wool, 437 yards, 100 grams. This is what my 5-year-old picked out for me to make my next pair of socks out of. I am so excited. I have so much yarn that it's like, oh, I want to cast that on and that on and that on and that on and that on. But I only have so much time with the 3 kids. Plus, I don't want to cast too many socks on right now because I am planning to participate in Kay, the Crazy Sock Ladies, summer sock camp this year. So that's my plan. So I don't want to cast too many on, especially with me going back to work at the end of the month. But yeah, so this is, promised him he would help me wind it, and then I'll cast this on later tonight and then maybe post on my Instagram, which is Lynn_knits_. So yeah, I'm excited about this. And then the pretties that I just got this last week this is from a Yarnable box, and I don't know if they're open to new subscribers just yet, but this is like my one, it was supposed to be my one thing I got while on maternity leave, and I just haven't stuck to that very well. Because I have, I feel like it's a huge stash, but it's also not as big as I want my stash to be. But this is Sweet Pea by Yarnable, which is Hypnotic Yarns subscription box. But Sweet Pea, and I get 1 skein of fingering because I know that with the way I do my socks, I can get 2 pairs of socks out of it. And then I have a friend that I do like swaps with for scraps. So a scrap swap. I can't speak today. But this is on the plush sock fingering 75/15. Superwash merino nylon. And it's so soft. My kids love when I get my box because they're like, ooh, Mom, I want to be the one to open up the yarn. So that's now going to go in my stash until I feel like, I guess, knitting up a pink pair. And then I also got this, and this was ordered. I ordered this on Instagram. I believe her name is Anne. I would have to look, but I'm currently using my phone to record because I don't have a tripod or any equipment. So I'll get there, I promise. But I had first saw this on the One More Row podcast, and so I had followed her, and then she was taking DMs for orders, and so I had messaged her, and turns out that she is fairly local to where I'm located. So it didn't take very long for it to get to me at all. Maybe a 2-3 hour drive south from me. But I guess her 3-year-old named this, and it's Selfstriping, and this is in the zebra colorway. 75/25. Isn't it gorgeous? I can't wait to cast this on. But again, I am waiting until I'm gonna be waiting until like sock camp starts to cast on everything, literally everything. There is a oh gosh, what is it called? Like a VBAC tee that I want to cast on, but I don't have like a sweater's quantity of anything right now. And there's also like this tank top, halter top that I want to also cast on, but again, I would have to make it longer than I guess what the pattern shows, because it's a crop top, and I've had 3 kids. There is no way I'm wearing a crop top. Like, I don't feel comfortable in a crop top. I like my belly covered. But yeah, I'm very, very, very excited to finally get to cast those on. But yeah, I'm currently just sticking to the crochet dishcloths because I need to make room in my stash. My husband is not gonna buy me another cube organizer to store everything. Not when he has currently filled his cube organizer up with Lego and books. And then I don't have it down here with me, and I should have grabbed it, but I'm not gonna go grab it now. I have this Star Wars book, and there's like an Ewok helmet hat thing. Hood is the right word. That I would love, and I'm probably going to make my kids be Ewoks for Halloween. Because we're a nerdy family. Let's see. I should get into some shows that we're into. I am currently super sucked into the Outlander. I don't know, there's just something about like a Scottish redhead that, like, the way they talk is just like, I'm glued. And then my husband and I were currently almost done with Psych. Yeah. Talk about a blast from the past. And then we've kind of already decided that our next show is going to be the 5 seasons of the A-Team, just because that's a show that I watched growing up, and he's never seen it. And so yeah, it's kind of funny that, you know, I probably watched the reruns growing up, but I thought, oh, why not? I love that show. And so yeah, tonight's dinner is going to be like a potato chowder. My 5-year-old is starting to get picky and turn up his nose at everything, but that's what we're gonna have tonight. So yeah, I am going to try and, I guess, keep this up weekly or semi-weekly, depending on if Saturdays, when I would only be the only time I would be able to record on a weekend or during the day with the sun out and stuff, and not everybody be up and not have it be late at night, would be, you know, a Saturday. So depending if I can get my older 2 to nap, I will try and do this weekly or semi-weekly or what have you. But yeah, you'll just have to bear with me, and thank you for watching.